Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be working on the Allegro section of the Sonata in E minor by Antonio Vivaldi. So we are going to be hammering through a very Baroque piece, which is just a whole lot of fun. I unfortunately have had to take a brief sabbatical, so to speak, due to some personal issues, but we are back. And as you can see, we have also changed places. Apologies for the lighting. Still trying to get things hammered out. So, just a brief aside, I have my keyboard here, which is electric keyboard. I have a treadle pump organ in the back there, which was actually my grandmother's. It came out west in, I want to say 1885, if I'm remembering the details correctly. And then this wonderful thing is a harpsichord that I recently acquired that I need to go through and actually fix. There was a music shop. There was a music shop in Omaha that I actually wound up going and buying this from. It had been sitting in their basement for like 6 or 7 years, and basically the man was tired of tripping over it, and so he was like, "Hey, I'm going to sell this." And through a rather serendipitous chain of events, I came into its acquisition. So I am a terrible harpsichord owner because I have other instruments sitting on top of it, but I'm in the process of getting a bar mounted to my wall back behind so I can actually put violins and have a balalaika back up there. Getting other instruments hung on the wall so that they're not only displayed but also significantly safer than sitting on flat surfaces. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, Vivaldi stylistically had a lot of contrast between in this particular setup has a lot of contrast between different movements. And so we've gone through the Largo, and now we're getting into an Allegro section. Looking a little bit later on in the book, if I remember correctly, it will be another Largo and then another Allegro. So we have some interesting things to look forward to, but Baroque is generally well known for a couple of things. Terraced dynamics, which is, let's say, Forte and then directly into piano. And then changing things, changing volume levels markedly. Because at the time, they did not have amplification. It was usually significantly smaller, not only crowd sizes, but also performance sizes. So a full orchestra, a straight up string orchestra was not uncommon for a performance group. And seating for anywhere from 50 to 200 was considered large. This was in the time period where there was a lot more musicality in people's daily lives. The mark of a well-rounded man or woman was being able to play at least one instrument, being able to speak multiple languages, or being able to speak languages outside of their native tongue, and then having a grounding in not only the arts but the sciences as well. And so that was the mark of a well-rounded person. And one of the ways that cropped up was a lot of people played, whether it was harpsichord or keyboards, virginals, clavichords, those kind of things. The pianoforte wasn't really around yet, if I remember correctly, for Vivaldi's timeline. I believe that came after him. But a lot of people played instruments, whether it was brass, woodwinds, or strings. There was a lot of stuff going on. So with having a lot more people playing, there was a lot more chance for performance, but there wasn't the large performance venues with limited numbers of players. Think like a rock band. Like if you have 2 dudes on guitar, a guy on bass, a guy on drums, and a guy on keyboard, you're not going to be able to play with the instruments that they had at the time, since there was no amplification. You're not going to be able to play for a stadium of 10,000. Nobody's going to be able to hear you. just over the chatter of the crowd. So there was a lot more smaller performance venues, house performances, parlor performances, and the interesting thing with that is you had to be able to make music stand out, and you had to be able to make it, you had to be able to give it flavor in different ways, because even in a parlor, like, playing loud only works for so long before it just kind of overpowers. And so a lot of these, Vivaldi wrote a lot of trios and quartets, smaller ensemble works. And so he had a couple of fallback things that he did frequently. One of them was Terraced dynamics, as we discussed earlier. And then he also had some patterns that he used rather frequently in terms of not only speed, but also how things were presented. Musical formats like ABA, you know, something, something else, and then something like the first thing, but usually tweaked a little bit. So in this case, we have a Largo section, we have an Allegro section, then we have another Largo section, which I believe is in a different key, and then another Allegro, which has just a different flavor and a different timbre to it. So, music history finished. Let's get into the music itself. So, first line, pick up measure through half of measure 3. We are in G major, so I'll just play that first line for you. So, that's the introduction. That is, hey, this is the music we're playing. And then through this, he revisits that particular phrase a couple of times, and then he also has some funky things working with it. So, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Everything is as it comes for the first line. There's no shifts, there's no weird fingerings, there's no half positions. It's just as it comes. So go ahead and join me. We will do pick up measure through halfway through measure 3. 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. One more time. I need to adjust that because I am slipping on a hardwood floor. So, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, straightforward, nice, easy, not a problem. Now we get into the interesting bit. We are jumping around. This is a rather common musical, I don't want to say tactic, but mechanic, we'll go with that. That sounds a little bit more refined. And so you are doing something akin to a rather wide handspan on a piano, and then bouncing from the top back down. So it's going to sound like this. There we are. There's our first sharp. So you are string crossing significantly. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We are starting on the D string in shifted position. So your second finger will be there. You have a G sharp, which will be a 1. Then we're shifting back to first position, fourth finger, first finger, fourth, second, first. So just taking that. Okay, go ahead and join me. Go ahead and join me, and this will be on an up bow. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. One last time, and then we'll continue on. Make sure that is a B natural, not a B flat, which is something that I was doing during practice, and it was kind of shooting me in the foot. So, that'll be a 2, a 1, and then we'll shift back to first position. So go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, moving on from there, we are back to shifted position. We have a 4, a low 1, since that is in fact an F sharp. So it'll be 4, low 1, 4, 2. Okay. So 4, low 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 1, 1. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. Fourth note of measure 4. 1 and 2. Da, 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 da. Okay. So 1 and 2. One more time. I'll take that a little bit slower just because we were moving slower. Fourth note of measure 4. Go ahead and join me for that little section. 1 and 2. Okay. Just make sure when you're reaching that low 1, you are in fact going back far enough. It'll be a very harsh leading tone. We're in the key of G. That is an F sharp. That is in fact the 7th step. So it has a real strong pull to want to get back to G. So moving on from there. Okay, so we will start playing in the same place, the fourth note of measure 4, because we have a half step shift back towards the nut. So we start out here. We start out here. Here's your half step shift back. Your second finger will be on the A, and then your third finger will be on the D sharp. And then we are shifted to fourth position, so back another step. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to break that up because it all flows into one another, so it's really hard to like chunk it out. Let's go ahead and finish out measure 6. So fourth note in measure 4 through measure 6. So we're starting out what we have already worked on. Half step shift. So keep in mind those last two Fs are F natural. They are not F sharp.
This lesson is brought to you by the Musician's Edition practice book. Make goals and keep track of progress throughout the whole year. When you're done with this video lesson, don't forget to mark this practice time in your Musician's Edition practice book. Now back to the video.
So let's run through fingering. We'll play through that section and then I will call out fingers as we go. 1 and 2. 3, low 1, half step shift back, third finger, second finger, full step shift back, 1, 1, 2, open, shift back to first position, second finger, first. So we have starting in shifted position, and and then we shift to our second finger for shifted position. Normally, where your string is playing with where your finger is playing with the same string above, instead of where your first finger would normally go to do that, you use your second finger. And then you have a full step shift back. So we start here, we go to here, and then we go here. Apologies. So the entire deal is outlined by, as long as you hit those major notes, you'll be in the right place. So let's play that section, fourth note of measure 4 through measure 6, and then we will continue on. 1 and 2. Let's do that section one more time. We'll tie in with the top and then we'll continue on. Fourth note of measure 4 through measure 6. I promise this is the last time we will harp on this and then we'll move on. So go ahead and join me. 1 and 2. Okay, so now we have something else. We are coming out of So we're finishing out that melodic phrase. My apologies, my stuff is still shifting on me. So we're in first position and then we're dropping to half position. And that will literally be a 1, 3, 2. The only weird thing about that is that D sharp is going to be a low 1. We'll still stay in first position, but we'll have to drop that first finger back to hit that D sharp. So let's play that section by itself. So that'll be measure 7 through measure 8, leaving off the pickup for the next section. Pardon me. So go ahead and join me here. So we're starting on that first finger on the D sharp. So 3, 4. And my bows were backwards because that is supposed to be a down bow. Let's do that one more time and then we'll roll everything in and then we'll go from there. So actually, we might need to work on that transition. So we'll do these two measures, measures 7 and 8, and then we will tie in measure 6, and then we'll go back to the beginning. Haha, plan. So go ahead and join me. Measure 7 and 8. Go ahead and join me. 3, 4. So let's start at measure 6. Second finger on your G. And then we will work on that transition into measure 7, because that gets a little gnarly. So go ahead and join me. Measure 6 through what we were just working on. 3 and 4 and... We'll do that one more time and then we'll roll up to the beginning to where we've been working on, and we'll continue. So measure 6, second finger on the G there. Go ahead and join me. 3 and 4 and... Now, let's go back to the beginning and we will hammer through this. So, go ahead and join me at the beginning. 3 and 4. Let's do that one more time. So go ahead and join me at the beginning. We will go through where we have ended, and then we'll continue on. 3 and 4. Pick up to measure 9. This should sound familiar. Slightly different ending there. So let's run through that twice and then we will continue on. Pick up to measure 9. Go ahead and join me. 3 and 4. So, keep in mind the dynamics here. We started at Mezzo Forte. Now we are playing this piano. So it's the... See how it gives it a different texture, a different timbre? So keep that in mind. Now, moving on to measure 11. That's what that section is. That would be part of measure 11 through measure 13. So here we have a more condensed terraced dynamics. We start off Mezzo Forte again, halfway through playing the same thing, we move down to a piano. So this is a good place to practice what's going on with that. Go ahead and join me. There really isn't any weird fingering here. It's just paying attention to bow, paying attention to dynamics, and then there is a turn, if I am remembering correctly, for the last B that we will be playing into the A. Because that's not a full vibrato. So, go ahead and join me. Second beat of measure 11. 4 and 1. So let's go ahead and run through that a few times. We'll do that another 2 times. Go ahead and join me. Same place in measure 11. 4 and 1. Okay, last time through. And then we'll move on to something different. 4 and 1. there, we have something to end out the first half of the Allegro. That is supposed to end on a down bow. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Pick up to 13. Pick up to 14 will be in first position, and I will play through and call out what the fingerings are. So, because we have a couple different shifts in here. Yeah, pick up to 14. Let's go. So, open to 1, second finger, open to 3, fourth finger, first finger, shift down to the second finger where your fourth would normally go, so that you can hit that E with your fourth finger, back into first position, so 2, open 3. We are also piano here. Fourth finger, third. Then we are back to second, where your fourth normally goes on that G. So we can hit that E with the fourth finger. And then we stay in that position. So it'll be back into first position. That's what it was. I hooked those when I shouldn't have. That's where we are. Okay. So let's run through that a couple of times. I will call out the shifts as long as I can play and think at the same time, which is in fact kind of hard. So let's go ahead and pick up there again. Pick up to 14. So go ahead and join me. We'll play it slower so that I can think fast enough to speak before it's no longer relevant. So this will be 3 and 4. Shift. 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 I still ended on an up bow. So, Okay. Yes, I'm terrible. I will still write in notes even as I'm working on these, but helps me play later. So let's go ahead and work on that section one more time, taking it just a little bit faster so it doesn't feel quite as stilted. Also, keep in mind, you do have staccato under a slur, so... So that's what we're looking for. We'll play a little bit faster so that it flows a little bit easier, but I will still try to call out the shifts. So go ahead and join me. Pick up to 14. We'll finish this out. Well, we'll play this twice, and then we'll roll the entire first section up. So go ahead and join me. Pick up to 14. 3 and 4. Shift. 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 Okay, so we haven't, I sped up during that, my apologies. I have not really been paying attention in this section to dynamics. just because I've been trying to do other things, trying to help with shifts and that kind of stuff. So this is going to be something that will take study. This is going to be something that will take some work. But this sounds really good when it's done well. The loud, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft is really a cool thing. So let's do that one more time, and then we'll roll back to the beginning, and then we can move on to the next section. So pick up to 14. Go ahead and join me. 3 and 4. Shift. 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 Okay. Go ahead and join me at the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. So, go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. We also have a repeat there. So it would be everything that we just worked on, and then you go back to the top and you play through it again. Then we go into the second section. Second section is going to sound like this. We'll play that first chunk, pick up to the second section, and first measure with the tail on it. That's what it is. So, let me try to get this so my cello quits walking away from me. Nothing strange, nothing weird, no sharps, no flats, no changes in volume, no shifts, nothing strange. So, go ahead and join me here. I'll play it a little bit slower. So this will be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one last time and then we'll move on. 1, 2, 3. One of the things you'll find here is we keep coming back to that open D, and then we have the open, or then we have the D on top. When it's in the lower register, usually the C and G, they kind of call that organum, which harks back to the days when you would have not quite lead sheets, but if you had a good pianist, you could write out chords. Not chords on staff paper, chords in shorthand notation. So it would be 1, 4, 5, 1, 5, 7. You could do inversions because chords, 3-note chords. You have root position, second position, and third position. Root is with the root on bottom. Second position has the middle on bottom. The root is on top. And third position has the the fifth on bottom, first and third above it. Organum was, if you had it down, it could be a very fast way to write music. And if somebody could tell you what the chord structure was, you could write it down, and then you could just play off of it. One of the main notable features of organum was also low droning notes that they would keep coming back and then would keep being played, or that the music would resolve to or would come up frequently. And this would be a good example of that, having that low D, having that high D, having that low D, having that high D, outlining a particular deal here. So that's every time that I hit that D, there's nothing else being played on the D string while it has time to ring. So you get this really cool effect where the D is still ringing out while you're playing other stuff, and it harks back to organum. So something that I've noticed is a cello. Violins normally don't run into that because they're usually playing melody up high, but cello bass, yeah, very common. So moving on to the next section, this would be measures 20 and 21. So we do have some shifting in here. Starting in first position, reaching up to hit that E with your fourth finger, and then back to C under your first finger. So shifted position, 4, 1, back into first position for that B, open A. And then we have that really weird G sharp. So let's play through that main part of 20 and 21, leaving the pickup off. So go ahead and join me. We'll play it slow. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 2, 3. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll that back into the beginning. We'll play through that just one time so you get kind of a feel for what's going on. And then we'll move on to the next section, which has a whole bunch of weird stuff in it. So, beginning to 20, or beginning of the second section to 21. So 19, 16. Yeah, 19 to 21. So go ahead and join me. That'll be 3 and 4. Da 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 da. So 3, 4. So you feel how it fits together? Okay, moving on from there. Apologies, things are still moving. I love hardwood floors. They're lovely. They're great. Except for when you need something to sit still and you don't want to stab an end pin in your floor. Okay, so moving on, that'll be 22. That's what we're looking at. So let's start at the beginning of 22, and we'll go through it step by step with fingerings. So 1, 2 open, because that is an F natural, not an F sharp, so that's a 2. Then we have an F sharp right after it, 2 finger where your 3 would normally go, so that you can hit the G sharp with your 4th finger, drop back into first position for first finger, first finger on the B, 2 open 2, 4, 1, shift your 2 where your 4th finger was, 4th finger for the E, back into first position, 4, 2, 1, open, extended 4, 3rd finger for first finger, open, 4, 3, 1, low 1, extended 4, 3, open, open, 1, 1. So again, all together, that sounds like this. So let's go ahead and run that twice more, and then we'll continue on. Because we've only got two other really weird sections in here. So, pick up to 22, go ahead and join me. I will call out the fingers as we go. We'll just move slow. So, I will call out the shifts so that we can get that together. And then we'll go from there. So, nice and slow. Da, 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 da. So, 2, 3... shift, 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 shift. One more time. Yeah, one more time. 2, 3. Shift. Shift, shift, shift. One more time without me yelling obnoxiously. And then we'll tie it back in from the top, and then we'll move on. So, 22 with pickup. Go ahead and join me. 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's pick up the speed a little bit. We'll move back to the beginning, and we'll go from there. So, well, not back to the beginning, back to the beginning of this section. Measure 21, 20, 19. Pick up to 19. There we are. Okay, go ahead and join me. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Now, we'll work on the next section, which is relatively simple. Almost like we've heard that before. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll just do that one time through, and then we'll continue on. So pick up to 25. This should be familiar. Go ahead and join me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we get into something different. This will be the bulk of 27. And that's where we're going to chunk that off, because the next section gets real funky. Well, not real funky, but it's another quasi-organum section. So, 27 to halfway through 29. Yeah. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. You do have a G sharp, which is going to be an extended 4. That's the only real weird thing. Okay, so go ahead and join me. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and join me on that. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. One last time, and then we'll continue on from there, because the setup on that is kind of fun. It is a common thing that you'll run across. Well, a not uncommon thing that you'll run across, but it'll take a little bit of explanation. So, 27 to where we just stopped. One last time. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Now we go from an open string, which gives you time to shift, and we shift into shifted position. I just really like that progression. So, second half of measure 29, you're in shifted position with your third finger on the B. And then it is third finger, 1 on the E, back to the third finger, fourth finger on the C, third finger, first finger on the E, third finger on the B, fourth finger on the C, and then second finger on the A, so you're shifting back a little bit. Second finger on the A, fourth finger on the D. So you can double check that by playing where your first finger on the D and checking with the open string underneath it. And then, so second finger on the A, first finger on the D, second finger on the A, fourth finger on the B, again, and then you drop your second finger back to the G, which you can check with a string underneath, second finger on the G, first finger on the C, second finger on the G, fourth finger on the A, shift back into first position, third finger on the F sharp, first finger on the B, third finger on F sharp, fourth finger on G, and then first finger on the E, open string, or open A, first on the E, third finger on the F sharp. So we're just going to work on that section. So starting in the shifted, third finger on the B, on the D string, third finger B on the D string. Good Lord, that is a lot of numbers and letters. First on the E, and then fourth on the C. So I would practice this separate bows until you get comfortable enough that you can start doing the slurs. Eventually, this will be very fast. Allegro moves at a good clip, but just practicing, you want to give yourself as much advantage and as much potential to progress as you can. Separate bows, focus on the correct notes, move slow so that you can get that finger memory down so that later you can go through and add the flourishes, slurs in this case, and the speed so that you can get it up to performance tempo. So, halfway through 29 on the just block of ink on the page. Go ahead and join me. I will speak the numbers and the fingers again before we move, and then we'll do it again without me saying anything, and I'll just say when to shift. So, here's a lot of words. Third finger on the B, D string. First finger, E on the A string. Third finger. Fourth finger, C. Third, first, third, fourth, shift. Second finger, A on the D string. First finger, D on the A string. Second finger. Fourth finger, B on the D string. Second finger, fourth finger, second, fourth, shift. Second finger, G. First finger, C on the A string. Second finger, fourth finger, A on the D string. Second, first, second, fourth, shift. Third finger, F sharp on the D. So this is first position, so I won't say anything weird here, but first position, third finger, first, third, fourth, third, first, third, fourth, first finger, open A, first, third, first, open, third, first and third for the last ones. My apologies, I misspoke. So, now that that brain twister is done, I will just go through and say when to shift, and we will play slowly, and then we'll get up in tempo a little bit. So, da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Shift. 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 Okay, now we'll go back to the top. I'm not going to say anything, and we'll move a little bit faster. Da, 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 da. Okay. Same place at the beginning of that entire block of ink. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's see if we can move that a little bit faster. Part of the reason that it's hard is that it doesn't flow. It doesn't match the rest of the tempo of what we've been working on. So, let's go ahead and do that same, just a little bit faster. Then we'll go back to the beginning of this second section, and we'll roll it all together. And we'll be past most of the hard stuff. So, da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and do one more time, a little bit faster, just so we can match the tempo of what else we've been working on. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's do measures 32 and 33. So we've got something kind of funky here. This will be a quick shift. So we're in first position. And then we drop back into half position for 2 notes. First position. Third position. So again, 32 and 33 sound like this. One more time. Okay. So let's do 32 and 33 by themselves. And then we'll roll those into the section that we just worked on so that it progresses, and then it'll make more sense. So starting at 32, it'll be 1-4 shifting back into first. So we'll start in half position, 1-4, first position 1-3, third position 1-1, 2-1-4, and then back into first position for that for the last 2 notes in 32. So half position 1-4. First position, 1-3. Third position, 1-1. 2-1. Fourth finger on the A. Back into first position. Low 1 for that D sharp, and then back regular 1 for the E. So we'll run that slow. Go ahead and join me. Half position. 1-4. Shift to first position. 1-3. Try to put your first finger where your third finger is. And then 1-1. 2-1. 4. Shift back to first position. Low 1. You could do a 2 here, or just shift back to first position. Usually I just shift back because I like having my hand in first position. So let's go ahead and try that a little bit slower without me yelling at you. Starting in half position. 2, 3. One more time at that speed. Half position. 2, 3. One more time, just a little bit faster. 2, 3. So let's go ahead and let's start at measure 29. We'll do the intro with the organ section and the shifted positions. So go ahead and join me there. We'll start right on it. We're not doing the pickup. 1, 2, 3. That exact chunk one more time. The other thing to keep in mind, third to the last note in measure 32 is 3 beats. Or is 3 eighth notes. That is a dotted quarter, which I believe is the first time we've seen one in here, because that holds. That is the penultimate feel before the resolution later in the next measure. So that is 3 eighth notes. So we're playing 16ths before. Don't let yourself rush through that note, otherwise you will be off time. Something to keep in mind. So, same place that we started, starting with the... Let's go ahead and start there. 1, 2, 3. Last 2 lines will be familiar. You have seen this material before. This is actually the second line from back in the first section. So working through this shouldn't be too hard. You'll have all the fingerings. The resolution is slightly different. And it took me a second to remember that this one is different because the resolution is different. So, I will start and pick up to measure 34, and then we'll go, I'll play through and I'll show you where it's different. So, pick up to 34. There's another different resolution. And my bowing was off because I ended on an up bow and it should have been a down bow. So let's take a look, 34 to the end. Starting in half position, 2, 1, shift into first position, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, shift into shifted position, 4, low 1, 4, regular 1, 4, 3, 1, 1, 3, shift into a low 1, 2 on the A, 3 on the D sharp, 2 on the A, shift it down to a 2 on the G, on the D string, 1, 1, 2, open, shift back, open string C, shift back to first position, 2, 1, 2, low 1, shift back into half position, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. This one then goes into open 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, low 1, 3. So, again, just that section, but I will not be pausing to yell out numbers and hand positions and string positions and what phase the moon is in and that Mercury is in Gatorade. So, we will move slow, but I will yell out shifts. So, starting pick up to 32. Second finger on the B, we are in half position. Go ahead and join me. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Shift. 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 And then we will roll it into the entire second section, and then we will be done. So, starting in half position. 1, 2, 3. Shift. 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 Okay. So, we're almost there. Okay. Let's do beginning of the second section to the end, and then we will have notes. One, two, three. Solid. So, we have been taking this slow. Allegro is, many things. Slow is not one of them. So, this has been at a practice tempo. Working on getting fingerings, getting dynamics, getting slurs, getting bowings, which are very, very important. I had such a hard time with bowings for the longest time, and I still do. But it's less of a problem now. Slowing down during practice is one of the easiest ways to get those. And they really do, when they are put in the right place with the right emphasis, they can really save you. They can also make or break performances. If you have this long, hard down bow, you run out of oomph. There's no more bow. You can't bow with your arm. However, on a down bow, you can start and then pull it out as long as you need. So, bows are important. Especially in Vivaldi. I don't know of any time that you would end a piece on an up bow. I really don't. But, it is important to pay attention to bowings because they will definitely set you up for success. You can play through them you can play through them backwards, as you have seen me do many times. But it is not good form. It doesn't set you up for success. The sound is different. You don't have the sustain. You don't have the power. Bowings are important. Use practice times to pay attention to bowings. If there is one thing that I can save you from that I had the hardest time learning in college, pay attention to bowings even though they're boring. Very important. Other than that, speed needs to be significantly faster. This, as I said, was a practice tempo. once you get the notes down, once you get the fingerings down, once you get the shifts down, once you get the dynamics down, once you are comfortable with having it, I don't want to say performance ready, but having it solidly down with no question marks, then start working on speed. Do not start speeding it up before you have it solidly under your fingers. That was another big thing that I had problems with. Because, well, this is a really cool section, and like that section where you're skipping strings back and forth up at the shifted mark, and then you work your way from the shifted position all the way down to the first position, and then you go into that really cool chromatic jumping with the organum B note. Like, it's great. But I'd work on that, and I'd get that up to speed, and then everything else around it would fall apart. If I could make it there, I could make it through with absolutely no question. But everything else was kind of shaky. So definitely try not to speed it up until you have it down solidly, and then work on speed. That is the easiest way that I can say to get to Allegro, is get it down, have absolutely no questions, have very little issue with bowing or fingering or tonality and that kind of stuff, and then cranking up the speed is just a matter of practice with a metronome. If you are shaky, the faster you go, the shakier you'll get. Occasionally you can pull it off and it'll sound pretty decent, but it is not the direction that I would recommend. Even though I've done it a number of times, please learn from my follies. I've had many of them. So that is my recommendations, and that would be the lesson on the first Allegro movement of Vivaldi Sonata in E minor. Thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, I will catch you next time.